74 degrees outside and probably 72 degrees in the gym, and Kadia's in a parka.
Welcome to Above the Tape, an all-access FEVA podcast. My name is Davis Lauderdale. I am your favorite director at Florida Elite Volleyball Academy, but more importantly, I am the host of this here podcast. My co-host is the head coach of our top 16s team. She's been coaching with FEVA for 4 years now and has won multiple bids as a club coach. She is also the head coach of Sun Lake High School, where she has made it to back-to-back Final Fours and is the two-time Sunshine Athletic Conference Coach of the Year. She is the one who starts the party when she enters the room, the one who has given referees across the country nightmares. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, please welcome Elise Garcia.
Thank you, Davis, for that introduction. And I've been calming down with the refs, I promise. No, I'm super excited to be on this podcast. I'm glad we're starting this, and I look forward to what's going to be next here.
Yeah, we're going to have a lot of fun. So we want to, first of all, welcome all you guys here on our first episode. You know, keep in mind, guys, neither one of us have ever done this before, so we're kind of learning as we go. So
Yep.
We are going to get better as we go. At least we're going to tell ourselves that. So, you know, we are starting what we believe is the first podcast in Tampa for a volleyball club. I don't know of anybody anywhere that does it. I'm sure there is somewhere. But you know, we're going to give you guys next level access to find out what we are all about at FEVA. You're going to get to know us. You're going to get to know some of our coaches, players, the other directors, to really make FEVA what it is. And you know, we've also talked about having some other guests. You know, if I can get any referees to show up, I don't know if they will with Elise here, but if they will,
I have a few that like me. Okay, yeah, they all like me. They all like me.
Yeah,
well, I'm just a tough cookie.
We're running out of them, but I'm sure there's some somewhere. You know, we can pull someone somewhere. But yeah, we have you know, some good stuff planned. And you know, this episode we kind of started out with, you know, kind of a structure as to what we were going to do, and you know, we're going to kind of introduce ourselves, and you know, we had a bunch of, you know, topics we were going to go over, but I mean, to be honest, it was really overshadowed by, you know, a couple of events last weekend. You know,
adventurous New Orleans trip.
The famous New Orleans trip of 2026. I mean, we have I mean, everybody should kind of have gotten wind of it already, but there was a big fight after the game between, of course, Elise's team.
I had nothing to do with it.
Yeah,
nothing to do with it.
And funny enough, this is the second fight that Elise and I have been involved in club volleyball, and I've heard of exactly 3 fights ever happening. So we are involved in 2/3 of the fights in club volleyball. So maybe it is us.
Maybe it's us as a pair, and not just Elise.
It's possible. So yeah, we're gonna talk about that. We're going to go through a few questions and, you know, kind of go from there. But the first thing I wanted to do was we want to send a huge congratulations to FEVA 18 Fernando for winning a bid. Their first bid for every single player on that team is the first bid they've ever had, believe it or not.
Oh, yeah, I'm pretty excited. I'm excited for all the girls, but, you know, I have 2 Sun Lake girls on that team, so it just makes it a little more exciting to see them. They work hard for it. I mean, they worked hard to get into the state championship, and it's fun to see them, you know, get that bid. I definitely know that's what they've always been looking for. So now they get to enjoy that at JO's. JO's is an exciting tournament.
I know they get to go to Reno.
I know. You know, I was supposed to go to Reno for one of the bids that I won, but it was during COVID. So
that didn't work out.
I
know. Well, it's crazy. Like I've been looking at the flights for Coach Fernando, and it is like 9
Coach
hours.
Fernando and Elise.
Coach Fernando, yeah.
And Elise.
Yeah. It's 9 hours of travel time to get there. And it's like a 4-hour flight, but the layover and all that, it's going to be rough. But I am super jealous. I really want to go. Maybe I'll get to sneak on, but I'm really happy.
Maybe we should do a podcast there.
On location?
On location?
Yeah, we could fit that in the budget, I think. So yeah, I'm really, really excited about that. I mean, to have an 18-year-old team, we have, I think, 3 girls on that team that have been with us for 4 years now. But the rest of the team all joined us last year. And last year had some adversity, to say the least, last year. You know, we made a coaching change around early March last year, and that was a little bit rough for some of them. But they have adapted, and, I mean, they are thriving this year.
Yeah, Fernando's the guy for them. He fits that.
Is he not the perfect 18 coach?
He's the perfect 18 coach.
Oh, my gosh. Yeah, he is.
He's the guy for them.
He is so mellow and so chill, and, like, you know, I think that's exactly what an 18s team needs.
Yeah, I mean, even when they won the bid, he was just standing up, clapping. That's it.
That's about all you're gonna get out of Fernando. That's Fernando's excited excited voice. So yeah, he doesn't really get too high or too low. I think that's exactly what they need. So yeah, they're going to Reno. I'm really happy for them. We're going to probably have a couple of their players on as well.
Yes, congratulations, ladies. That's awesome. Enjoy it. Try to go get a second bid.
Yeah, and that's actually I think they played in 4 tournaments and they've won 3 of them, so they've been doing great. And the one they didn't win, they were right there. They just had an injury and an illness that really, I think, really hurt them in was it Florida Fest?
Yeah.
But yeah, I think they're gonna rock out. Maybe be able to upgrade that bid. So we're super proud of them. Before we get started as well, there's a few questions that we just want to kind of go over and just talk about. So number 1 question is, how did the two of us meet?
I think you're the right guy to answer that one.
All right, this is the story. So my daughter Kylie played club volleyball when she was, this was her 13th year, was her first year. We went to this tournament, and after her game,
I think it was in like downtown, right?
It was like
somewhere.
Yeah, it was some weird, but it wasn't like a convention center. I mean, she was playing in little rinky-dink tournaments.
Yeah, I think there was 2 courts in there. So
right. Yeah, and so she was like
an image of what this environment was.
Right. So she had a couple friends on the team, on your team, and she was like, "Hey, Dad, can we go watch them play?" I was like, "Yeah, I mean, sure. What else are we doing? I've only watched you lose every game today, so no big deal." So I walked over to your court, and I'm watching, and we kind of caught like the tail end of the game. So after the game ends, I hear Elise say, "Everybody, get outside!" So I almost knocked my mic over there. "Everybody, get outside!" So, of course, me being nosy, I was like, I'm going to see where this goes. So I walk outside, and Elise is just ripping these girls, just laying into them.
Yeah. I mean, they kind of put themselves in that situation. We did so well all weekend long, and then, teenage girls, it could go either way. It could go where you want it, see the win, and then they kind of just beat themselves up, and I was like, we're better than that, and it was frustrating to see that, but
yeah. Well, I loved it.
Part of my coaching style.
I loved it. I looked at my daughter, it's like, that's going to be your next coach. It didn't really know if I believed it or not, but sure enough, the next year, we went to that club, got Elise as the coach, and the rest is kind of history.
Yeah.
When I started the club, I mean, the first thing I told Kylie Fernando was, Elise is the perfect coach. We got to have her. She's like a young, cooler version of you, Kylie. I don't know if she liked that, me saying it that way, but
I don't know. I heard her say it once this weekend, so I was like, oh, maybe she's accepting it.
She's
accepting it.
Yeah, she's finally come around. So yeah, I mean, that was kind of how we met, and we just kind of grew from there. You came to FEVA our second year. Took over our 18s team.
Took me a little to say yes.
A little convincing, but I'm pretty persistent. So we made that happen. It worked out amazing. And honestly, going back talking about the fights, one of the clinching factors.
Yeah, that was the clinching factor.
We're at Sunshine Classic. I think it was Sunshine. Was it Sunshine?
Yeah, it was Sunshine Classic. One of our assistant directors, Brittany, and I are best friends. We had to go help out another coach that was struggling with this team. It was just like players to players, parents to parents. Just wasn't a team that probably should have been together at that time. But we were we were there helping them. They ended up losing the game. It was their last tournament, I want to say it was before. Oh no, they had like 2 tournaments after that because the question was, are we going to let this team keep going or not? And
right.
The answer was no after this incident. No, we were there. I remember the game ended. People are talking. Davis, of course, is at the court in his FEVA gear, just looking at me and Brittany like, when are you guys going to make that switch over here? So he was there I want to say, like, you were there for a little, you left, and then when you were walking back.
Kylie had the game after you guys.
Oh, is that what it was?
But I walked by to say hello, and I saw you in an intense conversation, and so I was like, oh, this is probably not good. But I had no idea it was that bad.
Yeah, I didn't either. I wasn't really told any of that information. And then next thing you know, it was parent to parent, and the players to players. And it's the same team, guys. It was the same team.
Right. Well, you were like, well, I knew it was bad when you looked at me. You're like, Davis, call security. And of course, me, being the big tough guy I am, I was like, you don't need security. You got me.
Yeah.
So I rolled up, and I get in the guy's like, hey, y'all, you guys need to calm down. And funny. So the guy looks at me and he goes, and who are you?
Davis proceeds to tell him, I'm the director of USAV volleyball. And I look at him, I'm like, what?
I didn't know. And honestly, it was the first thing that came to my mind. I really didn't know who I was at that point. I was a brand new club director, and I was just like, I'm the director of USAV. And it's funny because he actually backed down when I said that.
Yeah, he did.
And everything.
I mean, after that, they still rumbled, but.
Yeah, because I guess the one girl took the video, and the other girl slapped it out of her hand.
Yeah.
And then it all chaos. And while trying to, break up that fight and pull Elise away in my head, I'm like, yeah, I think we probably got her.
Yeah. Listen, I wasn't like in the middle of it. I was trying to de-escalate the situation. I want to say like me and Brittany were walking after that. I can't remember if it was me or Brittany that cried or both of us were like, oh my God, that was so scary. Because I'm telling you, it's like two grown men and, we're tiny people. I'm only 5'3", and Brittany's like
4'9".
4 foot nothing. Like Brittany, I'm sorry, Britt.
No offense, Britt. Sorry.
Maybe 5. I know she's not 5 foot. She's like definitely 4'11" or something. But it's us two little things, and we're over here like no one's here, no one's to help us. Like we're here just to help this guy coach and end up turning the worst. I even want to say like the guy coach was even crying of that team.
That's what you told me.
Yeah.
It was way too much.
It was just too much. It was too much emotion and and that was like mid-season. I want to say that was like February or March. And
it's gotta be. It's usually Sunshine is like late February.
Yeah. So I want to say like after that the team was completely done, and then it was just one thing after another, and it was just time to go. Yeah. Nothing in a bad way. It was just time to go. Time to move on, time for a change. And then when Davis is literally bickering all the time in your ear and saying you gotta come to FEVA, you gotta come to FEVA. I was like, man, maybe it's time to take that 45-minute drive.
And then, so the funny story about after that is, once she got to know Katia and Fernando, we had a meeting at Katia and Fernando's house. And this was kind of to go over.
Yeah, Davis would drag me to tournament, in tournaments. Like, you need to go talk to Katia. You need to go. I'm like, this woman doesn't want to talk to me. And he's like, yes, she does. Yes, she does.
So we finally get Brittany and Elise over to Katia and Fernando's house. This is after the season, well after the season ended. And I think you guys had made a pact that nobody was gonna commit.
Yeah, so I'm driving, right? They live in Brandon. Me and Brittany live up in like Land O'Lakes, Lutz area. And we're driving, and I was very big on, I didn't even know if I wanted to coach club. It was just a season. A season after that, I was just like, I think I need a break. I coach high school. It was just a lot of things were changing in my life at that moment. So I was just like, maybe I'm not going to do it. So I told Brittany, we're not committing to anything. I knew Brittany was ready to go and find a new club, but I was like, let's go. And I was very adamant when Davis was trying to find me. I'm like, hey, we need to bring Brittany, like Brittany too. And he was like, okay. So we went to talk to Katia, and, she's like, all right, let's sit down and ask questions. Like, she let us ask her questions.
We were sitting there for like 45 minutes to an hour, and everything was going great. But in my head, I was like, Katia, ye of little patience, is going to eventually just blurt out.
Yeah, I'm surprised she waited the 45 minutes.
I am too.
Yeah.
And then
she let us have her questions. And
so we gonna do this or what?
Yeah.
and then Brittany was like, we're in.
Yeah, Brittany, like literally on our drive, me and Brittany agreed, we're not agreeing to anything today. We're gonna listen to what they have to say. We're gonna make this decision later. I think I was engaged at the time or something, or just married. I think I was just married.
You were just married.
Yeah, and I was like, I can't make this decision without asking my husband, right? No. And I was like sitting there, and Katia says what she says, and Brittany's like, we're in. And I just look at her, I'm like, I thought we weren't answering today. And she's like, all right. And I was like, well, okay, I guess I'm in. Like, I'm not going to say no.
Yeah, next thing you know, I'm pulling out sweatpants out of my car, and I'm gearing them up.
Gearing us up.
And so that was pretty much how it started. It's been great. I knew she was going to be the perfect coach. I knew she would get along with everybody, because really, truly, the party doesn't start until Lisa's there. Yeah,
and I was super excited. I felt a little pressure. Katia, I remember calling me before we even had that sit down, basically saying, I really want you to coach my daughter. I'm just thinking, wow, this woman, has a lot of trust in what Davis is saying, what she's seen on the, on the sideline of me coaching.
And if you know Katia,
she was
not
there
just anybody coaches her daughter.
Every tournament, yes. Every tournament she could possibly be at to watch me coach, she was doing it. After Davis told her, we need to get her. So I was like, oh, wow, the pressure's on. I can't mess this up. I'm going to be coaching her daughter, Mia. And, that was going to be Mia's 18 year. So, they wanted to qualify. I watched them qualify their 17s year in Big South. Was it Big South? No. That's a touchy subject there?
Very touchy subject. I think we got the bid in, had to have been A6 maybe. But, yeah, we should have won it in Big South. Up 14-11, third set.
Yeah, I remember cheering for you guys in the opposite color
Yep,
uniform at the time at the club I was at.
It's still to this day. Whenever I see 14-11, I cringe a little bit.
Is it Chloe was on that team, right?
Chloe. Yeah.
Yes, because that's why I was watching.
Chloe had a shot that she hit about 80 feet out. Sorry, Chloe, but you did hit that about 80. And then I think it was Mia hit one down the right side that hits the libero in the shoulder.
Oh, and they didn't call a touch.
No, she hit it in the shoulder. It was like a perfect pass to the setter.
Oh, that's
and
right.
I was like, at that point, you kind of, when things bounce like that, you kind of know, like, yeah, this is probably not going to happen. And sure enough, I think we lost 16-14, and that was the longest 6.5, 7 hour drive ever.
Yeah, sorry for bringing that up.
That was rough. But anyway,
but it was fun watching that team. It was fun.
I think they got. I think the bid
gave me a perspective of what I was getting. Yeah,
I think they ended up getting the bid in A6. But anyway, that was a fun time.
And that was even more pressure, like knowing they already got a bid, and I'm like, dang, I can't come in and not get a bid that year.
But then not only did you get a bid, you got a USA bid.
Yeah, not many people were happy that year in the regional qualifier. It was Super Bowl Sunday, and
they wanted
us to forfeit. They wanted I'm not gonna forfeit.
Nope.
I don't care. Like, Fernando. I'm looking at Fernando, and he's like, no. We're not going to forfeit. They were so mad. The team was like, I only have 6 players. 2 of my players are hurt. The other 2 couldn't come. And I'm like, I'm not the owner of this club. I'm just coaching, right? And, we play the game. We won. And, we had other clubs there. We're just like, hey, we're trying to rank as high as we possibly can.
Yeah,
and we wanted a higher bid.
What does that teach them if we quit? Like, that's not
correct.
That's not right. You got to earn that.
We're not.
Bid.
Yeah, you got to earn it.
No one's
ever handed me a bid, right? I wish.
Exactly.
We still had to play our part to get there. No one's handed me a regional championship. You still got to do your thing.
Exactly. So anyway,
that was funny.
So next question, moving along, is what made us want to start a podcast?
Well, I guess Brittany and I were joking around about making a podcast one day. Nothing like this. Something different topic, volleyball related, but just different.
Yeah. It was going to be one of those ones where you were going to start talking. It was going to be like,
hello, I'm not going to tell you who I am, but I'm going to talk about this person, that person, that person.
Yeah, we were going to not be us, but be us.
Disguising your voice.
Different voice, have a mask and everything. And we knew that wasn't going to happen. We were just joking around.
And I'm a huge podcast person. Like I think I'm gotten to that age now where I listen to podcasts in my car more than music. And so, so I listen to a bunch of different podcasts.
Yeah.
So I was like, it'd be fun to do this.
No, I'm the same way. I love all the podcasts out there,
Because you're getting old.
No.
You 30 yet?
No, not April. On A6, actually. A6 is when I'm turning 30.
Yeah, we just so I thought it'd be a lot of fun. Volleyball is the biggest girls sport in the country.
Yeah.
I don't even know if it's even close anymore. And there's so much drama, so much juice, so much tea.
Yeah, everywhere. It's like, I'm telling you, I could write a series of books over the years of the stories, whether it's players, teams, parents, directors, everything.
Yeah.
It's funny, you love someone one day and then they end up hating you the next, right?
Yeah.
But then, at the end of the day, everyone knows, they're just competitive. Everyone's competitive. Volleyball is competitive.
Volleyball is competitive. Volleyball is drama, and we're here for every second of it. It
Every
really
second.
does.
I love sports.
If you don't,
I love volleyball.
For me too. I'm a big sports fan. I just always want to do something that is involved in, something. I wanted to be involved in sports before Before we started FEVA, I was a photographer and videographer, which was great, and I still use that in FEVA. But I just I just love sports. I love competition. I love kids, so it kind of all works out great.
Yeah.
So I want to start the podcast. Obviously, it was based off of your idea because you guys mentioned it. But I was like, well, why not? It just sounds like
he brought it up. He's like, do you want to be a guest? And I said, can I be a co-host?
Let's go. Because I had to have and again, I have no experience of this. Elise has no experience of this, but I have a lot of experience in running my mouth, and so
I could join you on that one.
Yeah. So it's like, why don't we just do what we always do and just add a microphone and just record it and send it out to the world.
And see how it comes out.
Yeah.
Whether you like it or not.
Yeah.
We're going to still do it. We're going to enjoy it. We're going to love it.
We're going to talk a little junk. I'm just going to tell you right now, I hope we don't offend anybody, but people got to understand this is just like volleyball. This is all done for fun.
Yeah.
And, you got to have, it's nothing personal, but
we're going to put some spice to it.
We are going to talk. We're going to call some people out. We might call out some clubs, in
a good way. No, we're just kidding.
We're going to have fun with it. I hope everybody has fun with it too. And, hope we can, really give everyone a good time and maybe even get some kids to listen to a podcast. I don't know.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Some of them do now, but Not many.
Yeah, not many. But we'll have to, spread the word, people.
I mean, come on, us behind it. Why wouldn't you want to listen to it?
So speaking of that, make sure you subscribe to the podcast. Please subscribe, like, you can rate it, review us, but don't review us if you're a hater.
Yeah, don't be mean, all right?
5 stars and 5 stars only.
This doesn't pay my bills. We're just having some fun.
We get zero money for this. In fact, we are already in the hole for this. So we are doing this out of the love and just really an excuse to hang out, I guess.
Listen,
right?
I got off at 4:30, and I'm over here doing this, and I got to be at practice in 2 hours. So
yeah, we're
obviously not doing it because.
Yeah, it ain't for the money.
That's for sure. Is coaching really for the money?
No. Is volleyball really for the money? Everybody thinks we make millions. I think that's the funniest thing is everybody's like, oh my God. And I thought it too. And I was just a parent. I was like, man, this club directors are making millions. Like, if they're making millions, we're definitely doing something wrong because that is not the case. But it is a lot of fun. It's a lot. It's a little stressful at times, but you just kind of have to keep everything in perspective. And I always used to tell my daughter, I was like, at the end of the day, this is just a game. It's just a game. It's supposed to be.
I used that line this weekend.
And everybody signed up for this for fun.
Yeah.
Nobody started volleyball, for anything else but to have fun. It just, unfortunately, sometimes it morphs into something that becomes, I think, a little too serious. But at the end of the day,
maybe this podcast will let people chill out a little bit.
We'll see.
We'll see.
I hope so. Okay, one more question. Then we're gonna move on. So, what is your favorite part of club volleyball?
Ooh. Well, obviously, I don't do it for the money, like I said. I love watching these kids grow. It's fantastic. It's fun to see. I'm also I do the recruiting for FEVA for our athletes. So it's really fun to see those girls work really hard on the court, in practices and everything. And then putting that time outside of volleyball, right? Making those films, reaching out to colleges, and it's awesome to see when, their goals are, met. But I love club volleyball. It was something that I didn't think I was ever going to do. My mentor's the one who kind of was like, hey, you need a coach. And after that, it's just something I've loved, right? Not only the athletes, but FEVA's a family. So I have to leave my family on a weekend, right? And if I'm going to do that, I definitely want to be around people that I want to be around. So it's fun. We get to eat good too, we get to see some new places.
When I saw this question, the first thing that came to my mind was the food.
Oh, of course. Davis loves food, guys. If you don't know Davis, we'll get into that, but Davis will spend every penny of his to eat. No, but I mean, I love it. Like I said, my best friend does it, so it's more time to hang out with my best friend. It's awesome to bring my family around too, meet a lot of great people. You make a lot of connections. It's a whole different world. I think sometimes people look at it as just a youth sport, right? But there's a lot that goes into this. And it's fun. It's fun to see everything. I don't even own the club, but it's awesome to see us grow every year. It's awesome to see coaches grow. I'm getting older, right? So a lot of coaches are coming to me now for questions and mentorship and things like that. So it's fun to see that and to see, I guess, what I'm doing is working. So
yeah,
it's nice.
It's kind of along the same lines for me. I mean, I started this just as a parent. When my daughter joined, I remember freaking out when I saw how much it cost, and it was like $1,500.
Yeah, it wasn't even that much.
It wasn't even that much, and I was like, for this, the YMCA is like $60. And then as you started progressing, and it was obviously fun to watch my daughter get better and join higher level teams. But it really it's really about all the fun times, getting to know the kids, the families, the dinners after the games and the team bonding and all that. And then as far as, now that I've become a club director, it's still the same thing. Like, I still enjoy it.
Davis gets like the best of both worlds.
I really do.
He doesn't have to, he's at every single court enjoying all the fun, all the kids, all of that.
They don't ever get mad at me.
They don't ever get mad at him for not playing or none of that because he's just their number one cheer guy.
If I look over and I see a parent upset, I just say, okay, well, I'm going to go to court 22 now. I'm out of here. See you guys.
Go see one of our 34 other teams.
Right. And exactly. But no, I love that part. I love when the girls, watching the girls develop. I love when the girls, obviously the one of the proudest things for me is when they actually sign, the girls who want to play college, when they go and sign for someone and then you see them in college. I mean, that is incredible.
Yeah.
It makes you feel like you had a small part in it, but that's a really, really good feeling to have that little small part in their development. And you really do develop lifelong friends. I mean,
You do. I mean,
I would have never met.
I
Me
mean,
and Cody and Fernando would have never met. I mean, we spend Christmas and Thanksgiving together. I mean, that would have never happened if not.
Davis and his wife, or Janice, I should say, Davis's wife, is the one who took my engagement photos. Like, it just shows like you create these relationships that you never really thought would blossom into something, and it does.
It's so much bigger. And I always tell people that, like, if you're signing up for club volleyball just to play volleyball and just go to college, it's probably going to be a little disappointing. I mean, it's kind of a way of life.
Yeah.
And it is your vacations. It is your, it is what you do in your free time, and it's the people you hang around with more than your actual family sometimes. So, I love it. I think we all
it's
love
great.
it. Like we said earlier, none of us are making millions off of this, so you better love it.
Yeah. I mean, some of my players that I've coached before are now 26. Like, you have a relationship with these players afterwards. It's awesome. See them go to college, do their thing, support them in college. Whether it's a small text, you don't realize like how small that text goes, right? It becomes this big thing in their head, and they're happy that you're reaching out to them and supporting them. So it's nice to see. It's nice to see.
Yeah. All right. I think we've stalled long enough. Should we talk about New Orleans?
The best part.
The best part. So, New Orleans, Louisiana. So, before we get started, I just want everybody to know that New Orleans is my favorite city to visit for 3 days.
He won't live there, though.
You could not pay me to live there, but to go there if you tell me any place to go for 3 days, I would pick New Orleans. The food is incredible. The culture is so unique, and I just absolutely love New Orleans. I hate the New Orleans Saints because I am the biggest Bucks fan there is. But the city is amazing. I go twice a year. You go for this tournament, and I use it. And I also take pictures at Bucks games for a website called Joe Bucks Fan. And so I go every year to the Saints game, and every single year I find new restaurants and I pig out, and I put myself into a food coma every single time.
Yeah, and I get to join in that food coma.
I love to take people to the restaurants. With this year, so Kadia's daughter Mia went as well. Who's she's now a senior in college. But me, Mia, Elise, and Emma made a pact. Emma is Kadia's youngest daughter
that I'm currently coaching.
Right. We made a pact that we were going to eat oysters and beignets every single day. And
I got delayed, so I missed out on Thursday. We don't count Thursday.
We're not going to talk Thursday, but the three of us, minus Elise, we did it, and it was great. Not when I jump on the scale, but it was we ate very, very well the entire trip.
Yeah, Davis was rubbing his belly like it was like he was a pregnant person after he ate every time. Danny's looking over. He's like, "Why is this man rubbing his belly like he's pregnant?"
I could have literally taken maternity photos. You put me in the weeds with like my belly. It would have been absolutely.
He's not lying, guys. Yeah, that's the funny part.
It was absolutely crazy.
Yeah, I think this was like my third time in New Orleans.
I think so.
Maybe fourth. Yeah, because I didn't go last year.
Yeah, because last year she took most of the year off because.
Oh, don't give me most of the year.
She had a baby.
I gave up. I took off.
Me.
I took off season-wise 5 weeks. Okay.
That was too long.
Yeah.
Way too long.
I would what 5-week postpartum woman do you know was out there coaching volleyball?
Yeah. Wow.
And my first trip was Atlanta, and then I had to go to Chicago. Yeah. So.
And I will tell you, the season was not the same without her.
What can I say? Like you said, I'm the life of the party.
Life of the party. The parties weren't what they used to be, but we made it through. But yeah, it was. So whenever we go out of state, we always fly out early that first day. So the tournament was a Friday, Saturday. Was it Friday, Saturday, Sunday? Yeah, Friday, Saturday, Sunday tournament. So we left Thursday morning, first flight out. That way we can get in the city, get some food, get some more food, and get some more food. Yeah. That was kind of the plan. And so, Elise.
I have a job, guys. He forgets. He forgets that all these coaches probably have a 9 to 5. I'm lucky. I'm 7:30 to 4, so I get a little, off a little earlier. And he wanted me to go early.
There was a 4:25 direct flight.
I love my job, guys. I love my job.
I told her that she could have called in sick, or she could have called in, just said look, this is the last flight I can take. But no, she didn't.
No.
So then she took a connecting flight that left at 7. And then as a result of your decision, what happened on the way to the airport?
I got pulled over.
what you get.
Listen. It was like a weird work week. Usually I get off at 4. We have like extended hours because of shorter weeks, and we had a longer weekend, right? Which benefited me because we had a tournament that Monday, right? So I got to save a day. But he's like, come early. I'm like, I can't. I'm out of school. Like, I can't get on that flight. But I get home. My husband's also a coach. He coaches football. So I was trying to wait for him to see him because my anniversary was on Friday. See, I must love this. I'm missing my wedding anniversary, right? To be at a tournament. But I tried. I was like, all right, I got to head out because I'm gonna miss this flight. I am cutting it close. I think I left the house at like 5:30.
Well, you do live in North Georgia.
I'm like 30. No, I'm actually 26 minutes away from the airport.
There's no way.
But anyway, yeah, you take the Suncoast. But anyway, I'm driving. And to be honest, I was on the phone, right? This player's parents probably laughing because I was like, hey, I got to call you back. You know, I was on the phone talking to her what her daughter can do to get recruited and how to work the sports recruits, all of that. And as I'm talking to her, like my dad's in the passenger seat and he's like, hey, take the express. So I'm like listening to him. And as I'm cutting over to get into the express lane, I just see this Tahoe with their window open on the side. I'm like, that's not just nobody. That's a cop. And what do you know? Lights go on. I tell the parent, I'm like, hey, I got to give you a call back in like 5 minutes. And I hang up. And my dad's like, I'm not even going to lie. I probably was speeding. And not only that, my husband's birthday is in January and our car's registered in there. So I pull out the registration and it's expired. So I'm like, great. Maybe he pulled me over for that. Maybe I wasn't speeding. Because let me tell you, I was on the phone. I was not paying attention. So he pulls me over and he comes over and he's like, you know why I pulled you over? And I'm like, my registration? And he looked at me, he's like, nope. I was like, oh, I just got myself another ticket. He was like, you were speeding. And I said, how fast was I going? He's like, 77. I was like, isn't it? It's 70. And still speeding. But, you know, that's like a courtesy speed. And he's like, it's 60. And I was like, oh, yeah, then I was speeding. I said, to be honest, I'm just trying to get to the airport. My flight's at 7. He didn't know I had TSA pre-check. But I was like, and Davis already checked in my bag. So I was doing pretty well on timing, I would say, going to Tampa airport. But he pulls me over, comes back super quick. And I was just like, my dad's like, there's no way. I was like, did I get away with this? And he comes back. He's like, I'm not even printing out a warning. Just please get to the airport safely and don't speed. And I was like, you got it. I was like, you're the best. And I fist bump him.
You know, that would never happen to me. That would never happen to me. He would have taken me to jail before he would have let me out.
Listen, I think it's because I owned up to it. Like, I was like, yeah, I was going 77. Like, I knew I was speeding. I thought it was courtesy speed. Listen, on 75, that's courtesy speed. When you're in Suncoast, that's speeding. Yeah, I knew that. I was 17
I would have
over.
thought it was the same. Yeah, I would have thought the same.
And he's like, just drive safe. And I'm telling you, after I fist bumped him and closed that window, he didn't even make it halfway back to his car. I was already taking off. I'm like, I can't miss this flight. This is the last flight out tonight, and my team plays tomorrow. Yeah. So I told Davis at the end of the trip, remind me never to take a connecting flight.
Because, I think I picked you up at, like, your flight was delayed, of course, because all evening flights are always delayed. So, yeah, I picked you up, and then we kind of went from there. So, talking about, we only had 2 teams in this trip. So, it was kind of a nice one for me because I was able to kind of actually watch all the teams play. Normally, if we have 20 teams in a tournament, I'm bouncing all over the place. I might get a set with each team sometimes, and that might be it. Yeah. But we had our 15 Katia, which is our top 15s team, and then of course 16s, our top, at least the top 16s team. So tell me a little bit about your team. It's a really fun and a very exciting team.
Yeah, they're a great group of girls. I got to see most of them play over the last few years. They've been with Katia and things like that. They show a lot of talent. They're hard workers. We have some new additions this year. Anna. We have Anna as a middle. We have Bryn, who's an outside, and we have Maddie that was, I guess, right side middle or right side outside. Now she's playing right side for us. But they're three great additions to the team. They're a good group of girls. They're gonna fight hard. They want the bid. You can tell it. You know, we'll get into how we lost this weekend, but I think it kind of made them feel like, hey, I don't like this feeling. And it's something we could have controlled too, but they're a good group of girls. They're going to fight hard this year. They want to get better. They want to get that bid. They're incredible athletes. Some of the best out there, for sure. You ever get the chance to play with one of these girls, you better take that chance.
Oh, yeah, for sure. No, they're a lot of fun to watch.
They're quirky, they're funny,
And and the 15s, of course, is amazing too. They've gotten 3 straight bids, 12s, 13s, and 14s. And they actually had a great tournament.
Yeah,
so
they're studs.
Yeah, they're a bunch of studs. First day, both teams kind of cruised through.
Yeah.
It was kind of all 2-set matches. A couple scores were close, but it really wasn't that competitive, which is kind of what you want. I always say, like, if you're gonna compete for a bid, you should kind of cruise through day one.
Yeah.
If you're struggling in day one, because it only gets harder.
Oh yeah.
Each game.
Oh man, if there's a crossover on that second day too.
Oh man, I hate those.
It's like playing the championship game on a crossover day.
I absolutely hate that. But anyway, so we got in day 2. I'll talk about the first 2 games. First 2 games, kind of same thing. Nothing really. We kind of cruised through those 2 games. Teams.
They looked better.
Yeah.
As they were, like, you were reffing them, and then when you started playing them, we're like, oh man, these girls are not.
Right. Yeah. We kind of walked through it. Then we knew
it just shows the talent on that 16s team too, though.
Right. And then, but you knew that third team was going to be good. They're Alliance.
I knew that third
California.
team was going to cause some trouble.
Yeah.
I had to ref the first game.
They were solid all across the board.
Yeah.
They were big. They were strong.
And I'm not just talking about volleyball.
No, I wasn't talking about volleyball at all. No. So we first set. Should we? You want to do it?
Yeah, I'll do it.
Okay,
like I said, they were a loud California team, right?
Yeah.
Loud California team. They definitely want people to hear that they were there, and they want to, from their parents. Yeah. We started off that first game. We knew from the start. I told Katia, I told Danny, I said, all right, they're gonna give us a little challenge, but in my eyes, we were still the way better team. And the second set shows we are the better team. We lost that first set 25-17. It was just silly, unforced error. It was just all us. It was hitting the ball 30 feet out.
Yeah.
Not connecting right on the ball, missing blocks. I mean, we have some tall girls on our team. The ball should not be going past them on some of these, against a 5-foot nothing girl on the outside, right? But it was just silly stuff. Their fans. I'll give you guys a little backstories of how their fans were. They're chirping, right? It was fun. It was fun the first set. It was a blast,
fun.
right?
I thought it was fun. I didn't know it was anything more than that.
And at the end of that second set, we started doing some really good things. I could feel the vibe changing to our side of the court.
Sure.
That second set, we start and we crush them. I think we had 0 errors in that second set, and the score was 25-9.
Yeah.
Right. We had 12 errors the first set.
We
lost 25-17.
And they were completely discombobulated. Which happens when things go downhill and the other team is playing perfect volleyball. It's really easy to do that.
Yeah,
so
that second set, Emma was moving our hitters around. That's something that we're working on with Emma this year, and just being a smarter and more aggressive setter with their hitters.
We would have beaten anybody that game.
If that was just, it was just everything was going right, and not in the sense of because of luck, but because of the talent. They believed in themselves. They knew they had to fight. They weren't going down 2-0. I could tell you, not against that team. That team will not let that happen. That's something about this team. They're going to fight to the very end. Sometimes things are just out of our control and we can't do anything about it. We get into the second set, third set, and I don't even remember what the score was. I just remember being mad.
Because I think at the end of
Oh yeah, I should take it back a little.
What started the whole.
I
think where chirping got
a little more.
The next level was one of our parents, was actually Jackson's mom. I guess she, after the first set,
she was clapping. She was celebrating for the
girls.
girls.
She literally just stood up.
She was doing nothing wrong.
And took 2 steps forward and was clapping.
And looking at our girls.
Looking at us.
She wasn't looking at the other side. The other side, they had people on, their fans after, players' sisters.
Yeah.
Yep. Players' mom and dad.
Yep.
Just acting outrageous. They're 15 years old. Maddie's 14 years old. I mess around and say she's 13.
Yeah.
But she's a 6-foot 14-year-old
baby.
Right? Baby. So sweet. And
sweetest kid ever.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. I mean, just the nicest person you could
gonna
ever
give you, 100% every time. But it was just their family. So, Jackson's mom, she's cheering for our girls. She's we have parents on the end line cheering it up, doing nothing wrong. doing nothing wrong, just cheering for their girls, not looking, not paying attention,
Yeah.
not saying anything towards the other side, right? That's the thing, that middle under the net line that divides the court.
That does.
You know, we all know you don't look at the other side, we don't cheer, we don't bark towards the other side,
And so
we don't do any of that.
So I think from there they started like yelling at us, like their parents.
Yeah,
were
it
yelling
started
at
in the
our
third
parents.
set. Yeah.
And then, you know, I think we kind of, I believe that our parents still thought it was kind of in good fun at that point.
Yeah. Well, and again, I didn't even know half of this
I
was
didn't-
going on.
I didn't know any of it was
Actually,
going
I didn't know any of it
I
was
didn't know.
going
I
on.
was
I think
focused
the
on the
only
game.
thing I saw was like Maddie's dad, like on the end, like yeah, but like
Right.
again, when his daughter just got an amazing kill, or
Yeah.
like nothing, like
But
I
they
was
were
like,
doing
oh, I
it-
like that
But
celebration.
they were doing the same. I mean, you could hear they were louder than us. You
Yeah,
know, I remember that. And
there
again,
was only moments where our side got loud.
right, and it wasn't. And even when they were loud, it didn't bother me.
No.
They're cheering for their kids.
Yeah.
You know, they're
There's
not
nothing wrong
laughing
about
if
that.
we made an error. They're cheering for their kids, so that's totally acceptable. And
Yeah,
guess
like
they
I want to
just-
say every cheer that came from our parents was like something successful on our end.
right.
Nothing like from the
And
other
if you-
side.
And if you beat a great team 25-9, you should be happy. You should be cheering.
1,000, especially after losing 25-17.
And this team, I think, like every team, but I think even more so than other teams, this team thrives off of energy. Your 16s team,
I keep telling them that's the key to us. That's the key to us.
And how do you get energy? You can start with the parents.
Yeah.
So the parents are trying to provide that energy for them, you know, and they took it the wrong way, you know, obviously. And they're yelling at us across the net again because they think we're cheering too loud, I guess. Or I guess they thought we were directing those claps at them. I don't know why they would think that, but, you know.
Hey, people
it is
only
what-
think that when they're doing that,
People are
right?
going to think what they want. And then, so we go into the third set, and they beat us.
Yeah, they beat us. Like we didn't play the game. We didn't play like the second set.
We came back down to reality a little bit. And
Yeah.
they played better. We played worse. And, you know, they beat us fair and square. Good for them.
Boom.
We shook hands.
It was great though. Like the
Yeah.
girls like complimenting each other. You know, I'm obviously the last one in the line, and I'm hearing the girls talk back and forth to each other. Like, "Hey, great hit." I was having conversations with these girls during warm-ups. They were telling me about California. One was like, "I want to move to Florida."
were super
Even their
nice.
coach was like,
The
"I'm
coach was-
possibly
yeah, the
thinking
coach
about
said
moving
it.
to Florida."
No, they were
If I
super
move to
nice.
Florida, it's gonna be Tampa. They were super nice. We even let them use our hand whistle. So
Yeah.
like, there was no beef between us. We understood these are two good teams, and these two teams are probably going to go pretty far in
Right.
this tournament.
And the winner.
So
of that-
we can see what the future, you know, had for us on
right.
Sunday.
And it was a high stakes game because the winner got a bye.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
going to be on the easier side of the bracket.
Yeah.
So we both wanted to win the game, but they won. We shook hands.
Yeah.
They even took pictures on the court.
Yeah. This was like, this incident happened well over like 5 minutes after the game ended.
Yeah. So I'm on the bench. And
I'm still talking to girls.
yeah,
I'm in a
you have
huddle.
the girls in the huddle in the corner, and if you imagine the end line, you have all those chairs. On that last chair, you see Jazzy's mom and I looked over there and I saw a man in her face,
Yeah.
pointing his finger in his face. So I look back at you, and I think I yelled something like, "Hey, something's going down."
You're
Get
like,
the-
because Katia was over there too.
get
So
the girls out. I
yeah,
was like,
me,
"Get the
Katia,
girls
and
outta here."
Danny, like we were the other coaches there,
Yeah.
and director Katia there,
Yeah.
and he's like, "Hey," and like kind of caught our attention.
I don't remember. I don't even. I think I want to say I said something like "get the girls out," but I really can't remember. So I run over there and I try to get in between, and then next thing you know, Jazzy runs up.
Yeah,
in there,
yeah.
And then you grab Jazzy.
Listen, I'm all about the safety of the kids.
Yeah,
Like,
me too. So
I
wanted
those
the
girls
kids-
have my
I
heart.
wanted the kids out,
Yes.
and so because I could see it was not good, and I could see also their entire side,
Yeah, just coming over.
players and parents all coming under the net on our side.
Yeah.
And the guy was in his face, and then you could hear Jazzy's mom saying, I'm a female, and then Maddie's dad was like, get away from her. And then soon as he said that, he started, his wife kind of pulled him, and he kind of walked away, and he was kind of walking away from the
Yeah, it was
toward the wall.
Yeah,
on the wall.
I after like Jazzy walked over there to be next to her mom, I didn't want Jazzy in the middle of that. So I like tell Jazzy, I'm like, get over there. I yell at the girls, I'm like, grab your stuff and get out of here, because you could just see a mob of people coming.
Yeah.
And as I'm doing that, Maddie's dad's like coming around the corner, like on our side where the girls were standing.
And then
And
the guy
just
literally
comes to look like he was
from
going to
behind.
sucker punch him,
Well,
but
he didn't,
stop.
Yeah, he didn't
Stop.
punch him.
No.
He grabbed him.
He
He
said,
threw
"Look."
him against the wall.
He looked.
But I thought he was going to sucker punch. So
I
I'm
thought so
running.
too.
So me and Jazzy's mom are running. We're like yelling his name, but it was so loud. And he grabs the dad and he throws him against the wall. And of course, Maddie's dad it probably wasn't the smartest guy to pick on. Like,
I wouldn't mess with
if you do
Maddie's
that
dad.
to me, I'm probably just gonna go and just cry and fall. But you picked the wrong guy.
Yeah.
And so Maddie's dad grabbed him, kind of flipped him around, and then of
And
course,
there's Katia running into her
and
perka.
then Katia's got, it's 74 degrees outside and probably 72 degrees in the gym, and Katia's in a parka. Is the most ridiculous red
Oh my
parka
gosh! In
ever.
the video, you just see the red
You just see
jacket
the
just
red, yeah.
fly back.
And so then everybody's
I see
pulling-
Katia running, so I'm running.
But in the meantime, everybody's pulling off. Their parents are still yelling and cussing us
Yeah.
out and being aggressive. And their girls, they had one of their.
Though the wife of the guy that started
She
the
was
incident,
okay.
she was nice. And like she was like, I'm like, guys, get back. As I'm seeing like our dad get pinned to a wall.
Yeah.
I'm like, get back. I'm like, can we remember this is a volleyball game?
Yeah.
And I'm like, I think once I said that, it started to click to people like,
Yeah.
oh, this probably looks really bad.
Yeah.
And I'm like, get back. And then his wife comes close to me. I thought she was trying to attack me. And she's like, thank you. I'm like, for what? She's like, for trying to stop it. I said, can you get your people
Well,
back?
that's what they were saying.
Don't thank me. Get your people back.
So I'm over there saying, we're good. I'm saying, we're good. And then they keep coming. And then one of the parents was like, y'all need to get out of here. I was like, you're on our side. You guys go to your side. We'll stay on our side, and it's all good.
Yeah.
But there was so many people. It was really hard to tell who was the people that trying to escalate and who are people trying to de-escalate.
Yeah.
I feel like it was probably.
I think the person that jumped over the chairs
was
like
not trying to de-escalate.
No, I thought she was gonna fly in and try to.
I did too. So
it
yeah,
was the daughter of the guy
It was the
pinning
daughter
our
guy, and it was
dad.
funny because we didn't realize it was a player until we slowed. We have some video of it. We're selling it for $29.99 on FEVA.com website. But no, but we saw this flash jump over the chair. Once we put it up on the big screen and slowed it down, we saw it was an actual player and it was a sister who played on the 18th.
Yes, it wasn't one of the girls that
wasn't
we
one
just
of the girls
played.
that were there, but they were all over there.
Yeah.
So, long story short, everybody eventually got split up. Security came in. The U.S.
Security came after.
Oh, yeah, after.
And guys,
They
we
didn't break
were
up a thing.
next to the desk.
Yeah, the championship desk. We were literally
The
were sitting there
court
watching
right
the whole
next to
thing.
it.
They were watching the whole thing.
And this was going on for like 5 minutes. It was loud because there was
It felt like 20 minutes.
Yeah, it felt like there was no one in the gym at that time because we were pretty delayed.
Yeah.
And it's just all happened. I'm just like, this needs to stop. The girls need to go. I told the girls, I'm like, grab your stuff and go.
Yeah.
Parents, take the girls. We had to be up at 6, 7 hours.
Yeah, we had to
I
be
saw
at
it there.
7. Yeah,
6, 7.
Anyway.
But it was like, get them out. Let's go. Davis stayed back. Show them the video.
So I'm sitting there, and the USAV arbitrator comes, and the security is there, and the
3 security guards. 3 for the whole thing.
The security guard really was just
100
like,
something courts.
Yeah, he wanted no part of any kind of investigation. He really just wanted it to be over with. And
I don't think he liked my comment. I said, "Is NOLA PD here?" He looked at me. He was like, "They hire us for the event." I said, "Okay." Well, someone put their hands on my player's dad.
And what really, I think, what upset me the most was their coach came over, and which is fine. Coach came over, and again, the coach was cool the whole day. There's no issues with him. And he walks over and he's like, I'm going to go ahead and tell you what actually happened. So I'm like, okay, well, let's hear it. And he's like, their parents have been chirping at us all game and going on and on and on. And then finally we retaliate, and they got what they deserved.
Oh,
and
gosh.
And now they're playing the victim.
He's barking off the wrong tree.
Yeah, and I'm like, hold up. And so I said, look at where all this happened. All this happened on our bench. There's nobody on your side. And he came up with the greatest excuse I've ever heard in my life. That was where the exit is what he said.
Yeah.
I was like, are you trying to tell me that your parents were going toward the exit? I said,
Guys,
there's exits all over the
they
place.
didn't even exit from there after the situation.
They went to the other exit.
They went to the right exit.
And so when I heard that, I was just like, you got to be kidding me. So at the end of the day,
He knew what was at stake.
he did. And at the end of the day, they basically said the video doesn't have clear evidence.
You know what it was? They didn't get to interview. Like, they only interviewed like
They didn't
2
want
people.
to.
They didn't want to talk to me. They didn't want to talk to anyone. Like,
They didn't want to talk to Maddie's
Nothing.
dad. The
And then
person who got assaulted, I had to literally say, no, you're going to talk to him. And I
Yeah.
had to grab him and pull him in. They didn't want to talk to him.
yeah,
They
it
didn't
was
wanna do anything.
nuts. They didn't want to do anything. And I was just like, so you're telling me both these teams are going to be in gold tomorrow, and they're going to be playing right by each other.
Yeah.
And you think doing nothing is going to be the right situation. I was like, absolutely not. I said, how many security guards are in here? There's no police here. Like, oh, well, we have a convention center, a police officer. I was like, oh, I said, at the end of the day, I was big on the safety aspect. Like, if we had to play these girls again, I don't want my girls to feel like, oh my God, like how this game goes. And here, who knows what the parents are going to say? They just put their hands on one of our players' dads, right? So I was just more like, listen, I'm here for the safety of the girls. While we're playing and while we're here, there's going to be security at our court.
Yeah.
Because I don't know what they're going to do. I don't know if they're going to come to our court and start cheering for the other team just to put hate on our side of the court or whatever. But it was just unnecessary. Not what I thought was going to ever happen in NOLA. But
yeah.
Again, guys, like I said, you could write a book for the stuff that you see.
And again, I just can't get over the fact of they came to our side, and then they were trying to say, the USA arbitrator goes, so are you trying to tell me that you guys didn't do anything wrong? And I sat there and I was like, that's exactly what I'm telling you. I said, look where this all happened. Talking is nothing. Even if we did chirp, which there is no evidence to support, we didn't do anything. We didn't do anything physical.
But chirping's part of the game.
And
that's
she's like
normal.
And this is the thing. So I actually emailed the tournament, and I was like, there needs to be protocols put in place. And I said, as an example, in basketball, if a player on the bench, if there's a scuffle, if a player on the bench takes one step on the court, they are automatically ejected and suspended.
Yeah.
That's how it should be. The second you cross that line and go onto our side, every single player, every single coach, every single parent should have been ejected and kicked out of the tournament. And here's why. Because even if you're coming over there to de-escalate, it is impossible in that situation to determine who is escalating and who's de-escalating. I don't know if someone is going to round off and punch one of us, or if they're trying to break it up too.
Yeah.
The more people you add to a fracas, the more bad things can happen.
Yeah.
If that dad came over by himself, nothing would have happened.
No.
He would have come over.
No.
And
and in the middle of all this, when I, went over there to move Jazzy, I was like, guys, cut it out, back up. The the wife of the guy that caused the incident was like getting people back, but she couldn't stop her daughter. Her daughter just kept going and kept going and kept going. And the one that played for another team, and she was like going, like she even, her backpack even gets ripped out, and she just kept going.
Yeah.
So it didn't help. Like, you're not going to keep yelling at us. And let me tell you something. I would have never thought she was a player.
Oh, I thought she was a parent.
I thought she was a parent. I thought it was a mom putting on her hood, like, I'm going to get in this fight.
Absolutely.
I'm going to,
So the
do
whole
my
thing,
thing.
the whole thing was handled, I think, terribly. But
I mean, hopefully they could just learn from the situation.
And
that's what I told them at the end of the day. I
USAV
said,
needs to put protocols in place.
maybe and who knows? Maybe something never happened. That's usually how it usually is, right? When protocols get put into place, nothing has happened like this before, so they don't know what to do, and they don't want to like kick one side of the family out, not the other, and they don't want to kick all the girls out, because if they kick their girls out, they feel like they need to kick our girls out.
Right. But if everybody knows the rule ahead of time, it would have never happened.
Correct.
It's like
coaches. When you call a timeout in a qualifier, you can't touch that court.
Yeah.
Right? We know we can't touch that court.
Right.
I have to stay, like, I forget about the line of the court. And I've had where I say, Coach, get back. Coach, get back. And I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, my bad. So they have that rule.
Yeah.
we need to put one in for the parents.
At the end of the day, the one parent on their side
ruin it for everyone else.
He got kicked out, and everybody else was fine. And of course, their side, we watched their side. Their side of the pool was significantly easier than ours. No excuses. We got to the second round.
We'll get to that.
We got to the second round. We played a really good team.
We had to play a lot of Texas teams. They were pretty good.
That's the thing. This tournament, I love this. I mean, I love New Orleans. I love the tournament, but it's a Liberty bid tournament.
You had to win 5 to win the whole thing. You play 6 in 2 days, and you have to play 5 in last day.
The quality of play of the top teams is way higher than Liberty.
Yeah,
it's insane, because all these great teams from Texas and some of the top teams from Florida come out.
Yeah,
and it is hard.
Yeah,
it is hard.
On that Sunday, after all that, girls went and got got some food in them, went to sleep, woke up the next morning. And they came out to play. They really did. We, again, first set of our first game didn't go our way. Second set, we crushed the team. Third set, oh my gosh, like what a thrilling third set that was. Yeah. We pulled out the win. We were definitely the smaller team. We were the better team. We were the smarter team, and we executed, right? That second game, we had to play back-to-back. So that was the other thing about on this side of the court, right? Not only did we have to win 5 games to get us to the final, but we had to play back-to-back. We had to play at 8 a.m. We had to play at 9 a.m. against a team that was just off, right? So and that got the bye. And this team was big.
They were huge.
I mean,
they were humongous.
When they say everything's bigger in Texas, I understand that saying now.
Yeah,
right? These girls were huge. I don't know what they feed them, but they need to bring that to the Tampa Bay area. I need to have some of that. Brittany needs to eat some of that.
Brittany, Sorry again, Brittany. We love you.
But no, seriously, again, we set ourselves up to win that third set. We were up 13-11 with two timeouts left. Like, okay, if we made an error, let's call a timeout. We call a timeout. It was just like everything just didn't go our way. It's like it wasn't meant to be. Unfortunately, that team that we did beat ended up making it to the finals.
Of course.
And they got a bid. So you only think, man, if we could have pulled off that win, it might have been. And that was the team to beat. When I saw the other teams, I was like, this is the team to beat. And I almost felt like I felt it in my stomach, like, I think we're going to get this bid. I think we're going to get like, we need to win this.
I thought we were going to win. I thought we were going to win it.
Hey, Perks, though, that team that caused the whole situation didn't get a bid. And they ended up losing the game before. So that made
the volleyball guards weren't going to let that happen.
But it just shows you, right? Davis.
Sorry. This is the volleyball team calling you right now.
This is Davis being old that has his ringer still on loud.
They heard we were talking about it when they called. They want to talk.
No, but they didn't get a bid, so that was nice. But hopefully the girls realize, we were out getting beignets when we found out the team that we lost to won. Or not won, but made it to the finals. They ended up losing in the finals, right? But if we were in the finals, we would have won. Yeah. But anyway, they still got the bid, right? They went out there. They worked hard. That's hard to do. How many teams? There was like 170?
I have a question. Is it better for the team that you lose to win the whole thing, or is it better if they lose right away? Like, what makes you feel better? I think having them win the whole thing breaks your heart a little bit more.
It does, right? But I would rather lose to the winners of the tournament than any other Joe Schmo.
Have you ever had it where like you lose and you follow and that team that you beat lost and then the team that they beat lost and then it's like you feel like we were literally the worst team here. So no, at least that we know that we were right there.
Yeah.
And we're gonna get this team's gonna get a higher. We're gonna get a USA bid.
Yeah. And I really do hope I think the girls, like, once I said that to them, they were like, oh, seriously, like the 5 that were with us getting beignets. Yeah. Like, they knew they could have done it. And hopefully, like, it made them think a little, like, okay. After that, I said, we got to forget about it. We have sunshine in 4 or 5 days, right? So we need to just let it go. We need to go prep. We need to get better in blocking. We need to, move the ball around. We need to fix some things. And we are getting better, Yeah. We had a lot of sicknesses the upcoming weeks into this tournament. This is the first time the team was mostly feeling better. I still had girls miss that week before we left because they were still sick. So I think we're kind of getting, gelling back in. Yeah. I think they're really understanding that our energy is everything. Like, I'm telling you guys, I lose my voice. Like, my voice is probably still halfway gone, but I have to be their biggest cheerleader on top of yelling at them. But then on top of, like, hey, when we're on the court, it's time to work. Yeah. When we get off the court, it's time to have some fun.
Well, I will tell you this. I'm not just saying this because she's in front of me. Elise is the best coach I've ever seen that can absolutely rip girls a new one. I mean, yelling and screaming.
And not a disrespectful way.
Never disrespectful.
Never disrespectful.
That's what I was going to say. That's the key part.
I don't belittle them.
The girls
don't do any of that.
Her. They love her so much that, I mean, you have a relationship with girls that have graduated years ago. Yeah. And I mean, I never have really a problem with any. They all love you. And so they know why you're yelling at them, and they respect you for that. That you're trying to make them get better, and it really is. I think it's not easy to do because girls are sensitive.
Yeah, they are.
And so if I'm a
girl. I understand.
We've had girls that have literally quit for a lot less than that, but you have that unique ability. I feel like to just let them have it And then 2 minutes later, you guys are hanging out. And
chest bumping on the sideline, joking around, doing that new dance move or whatever.
That's a very unique ability that you have that I don't think a whole lot of people actually.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, I want the girls to work hard, and I want them to know that I'm there to support them. I'm their biggest fan. I know they have their parents, but I'm their biggest fan. I want to see them succeed, right? And I tell people I don't do this because I don't love it, and that I don't want the success for these girls. If I'm giving up my weekend, and I'm a very busy person, people.
You are. At least never ever does nothing. If
nothing's not in my category of things.
If she for some reason has nothing going on, you can guarantee she's going out of town or she's going somewhere.
Yeah, I'm traveling. I'm doing something.
The biggest.
Or I'm going to more volleyball.
Yeah.
But it's one of those things and I think their girls understand it. They feel that. They know that. And I think again, I'm the first coach that they've seen, most of these girls, that is not Katia in a long time.
Yeah.
So it's new to them.
Well, it's I always say too, it's a great handoff from Katia to you
to younger Katia.
But I think you're obviously younger and cooler and more fun.
Thanks for calling me cool.
Yeah, and they appreciate that. So yeah, I think it's a great handoff and it works really well. So speaking of handoff, we're gonna we got to wrap this thing up because you got to get to practice soon.
I do have to get to
practice
soon.
But we will have another episode next week. It will be talking about, I'm sure, how we do in Sunshine Qualifier.
I'll be talking about the bid we're gonna get.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. So hopefully we'll have that to talk about.
Yeah.
Probably. You think we should have Katia and Fernando on?
I think so.
Okay. So if we're gonna have Katia on, I'm gonna just tell you guys now because I'm not gonna say it in front of her. When we went to New Orleans 3 years ago, it was Elisa's first year. No, it was 4 years ago.
It was my second year.
It was
because it was just me, you, and Fernando the first year.
So that was Katia and Fernando's first time to New Orleans. It wasn't your first time, right? Or was it?
No, Fernando went the first year with us because it was Mia's 18's year. It was just me, you, and Fernando.
That's right. That's right. So
the second year was Katia. Because her and Brittany, actually, fun fact that year, her and Brittany were stuck in Sunshine covering 5 teams, eating McDonald's, and we're over here sending them pictures of oysters every meal.
So
everything. We were so bad.
We go there and we're all excited. We're gonna take so we're Katia, we're coming back. Everybody's excited. We're gonna I have a list of restaurants we're gonna go to. The punch list or whatever. And
I was pumped. My best friend was there, so I was excited.
We were having a great time, and then Katia is I would say a creature of habit. We will go. Was it last year for some turn? We went to Miller's 3 days in a row, and I'm just like, are you serious? Can we not get a little variety? But again, and the thing is,
guys, it's either Miller's, Buffalo Wild Wings, or Chili's.
Yeah, and the thing that's fine.
Davis can't talk because when we're home, those are his 3 spots.
Yeah, but BJ's is my new spot, by the way.
Oh,
the Pizookie.
We got a 4th.
Shout out to the Pizookies.
Davis loves his dessert.
But anyway, we get there, and so she loves the same places. She'll go to the same place every single night, which drives me bonkers. But New Orleans, I don't ever eat at a chain restaurant in New Orleans. So anyway, we're sitting there. We have first few meals, and I can tell Katia's not too impressed. She would much rather have her 3 buffalo wings at
That's a compliment. You said not 1. You said 3.
3 is her max. So anyway, the last day of the tournament, I could tell that Katia was not really digging the food. She wanted something,
not fried.
More of what she's used to.
Yeah.
And so Fernando comes up to me. He's like, look.
She wanted some comfort food.
Katia wants to go to Buffalo Wild Wings for lunch.
Davis
and I'm just
lost his mind.
I'm just like, he's like, dude, just do it for me. I'm like, all right, fine. But we are going to Katie's for dinner. And he's like, that absolutely no
I don't
problem.
think we ended up at Katie's.
I'll tell you why. So anyway, we drive outside the city to go to a Buffalo Wild
I didn't even know there was anything other than this city.
Yeah. Yes. And when we drive outside the city, we go to Buffalo Wild Wings. I'm salty the whole time. We get there, and I swear to God, she maybe ate 2 wings. Maybe.
I know you were upset, and I was like, oh, man, I could really go for some oysters. But I'm not going to lie. It was kind of nice to have some wings and some fries and,
yes, you're
a nice cold Coca-Cola.
It was not. So anyway, we did that, and then I was like, the whole time I'm all salty, but I'm like, it's all good because we are.
She was leaving that day.
We were all leaving that day.
No, we stayed another night.
No, we did not.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I don't.
You remember me, you, and Brittany and Fernando ended up wanting to go explore Bourbon Street and all of that.
I don't remember that, but all I know is we
Oh,
were
I
supposed to
do.
go for Katie's for dinner. So I'm all excited. I'm getting in the car, so you punch up the directions in Google Maps. Katie's closed at 2 p.m.
Yeah.
So we did not get to go to Katie's.
Which was a
And
little upsetting
it
because,
was upsetting.
and it's only upsetting right now because I got to experience
You saw
Katie's this
Katie's, how
year,
great
this
it
trip.
was.
It was amazing.
It's
We
unbelievable.
went on Saturday and we were done playing Sunday. I was like, can we all go eat at Katie's?
And
But
I
they were
gotta
packed.
take you. I gotta take you.
So local.
The next time you come back, we gotta do Dookie Chase. Dookie Chase.
Yeah. I mean, the name doesn't sound very
It
thrilling,
doesn't sound
but,
great, but
I'll
it's
try
much
it.
better than what it sounds. So anyway, that's my story. That was 3 years ago, and to this day, I am still.
Moral of the story, we probably need to go to a different tournament, but
Yeah.
Davis loves New Orleans.
I
We
love-
weren't
I
actually
love
weren't
New
even
Orleans.
supposed to be there this year.
I know it
But
was a last minute addition.
It was a good last minute decision.
Yeah.
Um,
I thought so. So
My belly loved it. I am a little upset myself though. I got raw oysters for my last set of oysters before I left.
bad decision.
I know. Like,
Raw, I just can't do raw. Sorry.
no,
I
I mean,
just
I
can't
love
do
it.
raw.
I mean,
You got to put all that butter.
yeah,
and
I was
you
even
gotta
trying to pay Jazzy $20 to eat a raw oyster, and Mom was
She was
like,
gonna
"I'll
do it, too.
pay you $40 not to."
Yeah, raw is just nasty. But anyway, on that note, thank you guys for joining our first podcast. This was so much fun. We will see you guys next week. We're shooting for every Wednesday. That may or may not happen. We'll see how good we can do it. But thank you for joining us. Bye-bye.